I had met this local girl, she was a local dominatrix, and she just sort of like really sat me down, was just like, you need to understand like the world you're going into, you are essentially going into like a tyrant's lair. What really, really mattered in the bondage world at the time was how well you could suffer. That's why even like some girls that maybe were a little less like conventionally attractive, it's like if they could take a lot of pain and a lot of abuse on camera, they were way more valuable. They want the suffering. And there was even something about financial extortion that took place where like, even though I really didn't want to do porn anymore, like those last few shoots that I did, I had to do them like just for the money. So I think that, yeah, like one thing that was definitely drilled into me is that, again, like that suffering well was my primary talent, all right? That narrative had to start to be deconstructed. Where all of a sudden it's like, it's almost like my tolerance, if you will, for, shall we say, predatory people or grooming behavior, or again, like seeing people in more gentle, like denying, yeah, their criminal activity. Like I just lost, like it's almost like the tolerance dissolved overnight. And like all of a sudden it's like, I couldn't even stomach that kind of darkness or being around it.
Like, you push yourself to the limits if you can, but everything's so taken care of. Like, there's not a lot of room for somebody to do something to you that you don't want to do. Mm-hmm. And so that standard, like, I kind of expect on each set I go on now. And I've shot for other BDSM companies who try to do that, but what I love about kink is something will look really extreme sometimes, and it just doesn't feel that extreme because it's like within your safe zone, if that makes sense. And I've done similar stuff for other companies where I kind of leave and I'm like, I shouldn't be injured right now. But,
yeah.
But like nothing bad has like happened to me on a kink set. I just love working for them. They're amazing.
I think people don't really realize like how much, for lack of a better word, honestly, training goes into doing BDSM in a correct way. I was actually in a BDSM relationship with a dom for about a year, and I learned a lot in that time span. And I, compared to, I guess, I thought we did some pretty extreme stuff, but compared to other people, I guess it was pretty vanilla. We actually ended things because, like, he wanted to go further, and I wasn't comfortable with that. But he was really great about communication. It's funny, actually, I was going through my hard drives at home. I'm like organizing stuff, and I found the checklist that he gave me about like do's and don'ts for like, what I was comfortable with. And I remember getting that, and I was like, I've never had a boyfriend be like, here's a checklist, like tell me what you're okay with. It was like such an interesting experience. But yeah, there's definitely, a certain way to tie people up, especially if you're doing suspension, which is comfortable and won't hurt you and is easy to get out of.
Absolutely.
I learned.
I implore you.
Implore away.
Please. Please. You're all going to die down